The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial will be back in court tomorrow morning from 10 o'clock. They will resume proceedings there. Today, the court heard Meyiwa's friend Mthokozisi Thwala's version of events. For those who don't recall, the soccer star was shot dead inside the home of his girlfriend Kelly Khumalo in 2014 in Ekurhuleni. eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu was in court for us today. Let's go to him now, live, just to get a wrap of what took place in court today. Good afternoon, Manqoba. The case resumed early this morning and there was some bit of drama. Tell us what happened.
Well, certainly, Brian, as you'll know, that there have been quite a number of side shows as far as this case is concerned. Of course, we've seen the drama, that has unraveled in this court case leading up, of course, to the trial that took place today, that resumed today. And, of course, today was not without drama, Brian. We did see the disbarred advocate Malesela Tifo making his way back to court. And in fact, to much of the surprise of the legal representatives that are in court, you recall, of course, that 4 of the accused have now appointed new legal representatives in this case, that being accused number 1 and 2, who have a new lawyer, as well as accused 3 and 4, who also appointed a new lawyer. Neither of those legal representatives knew why advocate or the disbarred advocate Malesela Tifo was in court. In fact, even the state was equally surprised, but then by his presence in court. They had questioned him on why he was in court, because as a disbarred advocate, he really does not have any rights as far as the law is concerned to be on a watching brief for either of the families, or the Meyiwa family rather, as he was previously, as he had claimed previously. So it took many by surprise, his presence in court. And of course, he had requested to then address the judge in chambers on why he was in court. And we saw the judge also sending his registrar to court to ask some of the legal representatives whether they would allow Advocate Tifo to address him in chambers. And of course, the judge then calling the lawyers to the chambers. It seemingly was resolved. But for the duration of the trial, Malesela Tifo remained inside court. We're not sure why and on whose instruction he had been serving on. But then take a listen to that interaction when the registrar had come to court that took place earlier on.
My request was that we need to see, are you listening? So that you can deliver the message without any dissertation. So that we should first see the judge in chambers, because the reason we are here, myself and my instruction team are here, that need to be discussed first in the chambers with the judge. It's a protocol, and that indication of me as the court officer showing the highest respect to this honorable court, that there are other issues that you cannot just say in the open court. Whereas this one is televised. That's the request I did. And then I've agreed with my colleagues here before Advocate Thwala came here. When Advocate Thwala came here, I told him also in my introduction to him. Then he said, okay, it's fine. He will wait for the secretary. Now what you are coming up with, I'm flabbergasted. You see? So no, without any argument, I'm saying that we need to go to the chambers of the judge before the case can commence.
Okay, Manqoba, of course, the main actor inside court today was Senzo Meyiwa's close friend Mthokozisi Thwala, who was in the dock today after having taken the stand. What are the main things, in your view, that came out of his testimony?
Well, but then you recall that the significance of Mthokozisi Thwala taking to the stand is because he's one of the people that were inside the house when Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed. So this is somebody who would have saw what transpired in the house when that shooting incident occurred. And of course, he detailed his friendship with Senzo Meyiwa, saying that it started way back when they were still playing soccer together in KwaZulu-Natal, but also it became stronger the minute that Senzo Meyiwa had dated accommodated his friend, Mandisa Mkhize. And of course, he also detailed just the days and hours leading up to the shooting incident, saying that they had met on the 25th of October. And that's where Senzo Meyiwa had cancelled some of the plans that he had made to try and accommodate his girlfriend, his then girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo. I understand that on the 26th, that's when, in fact, they had then gone to Kelly Khumalo's house after they had received a call from the mother of Kelly Khumalo, had told them that she was going to be at home and calling the daughters, Zandi and Kelly, to come to her house. They then proceeded to the house on the 26th of October. They arrived there around about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is when they then sat in the house. He detailed the people that were in the house. It was Kelly Khumalo, the mother, Gladness Khumalo, as well as Zandi Khumalo, the sister, but there was also another friend of Senzo Meyiwa who they had fetched earlier on that day, Tumelo Madlala, who was also among those. Later on, that's when Longwe Thwala, who was the boyfriend of Zandi Khumalo, had then come also to join them. They had supper there at Kelly Khumalo's home. And he detailed also at some point, around about 7:30 and 8:30 at night, he says that they had gone out of the house with Tumelo Madlala, and that's when they had gone, Tumelo Madlala had wanted to go and smoke outside the house. And when they were just about to go inside the house, Senzo Meyiwa had come out of the house and had said that perhaps they needed to leave because already one of the children was sleeping at the time. So as soon as they went inside the house, he says that it was not long before they then saw the intruders that had come into the house. They saw one of those intruders was carrying a gun, and he gave a short description, Britain, of that intruder, saying that in terms of complexion, this was a person who was not dark or light in complexion. They were wearing a hat, and it was a person that had dreadlocks at the time. He says this person had then asked them for their phones as well as monies. He then went on to detail how a scuffle then ensued just following that intruder coming in. And one of the things that he also testified was the fact that when the scuffle broke, it was Longwe Thwala who in fact was the first one that dashed outside of the house and was able to run outside of the house. But take a listen to just some of the details that he laid bare as he started his crucial testimony on what really happened in the house.
After a short while after having entered the house,
that was when
that's when I saw that's where I saw someone, which means that this person came into the kitchen because it just appeared just next to us, close to us. He was coming from the kitchen and then he appeared in that small corridor. At first, I told myself that it's someone they know.
But
I saw in the manner in which it happened, or it was happening, because the person was even carrying a firearm.
And then
I remember that the person wanted phones.
Okay, Manqoba, so the court adjourned a little bit earlier today, just after 3 o'clock, resuming tomorrow. What should we expect to happen?
Well, but then we're expecting Mthokozisi Thwala to detail exactly what happened when the shooting incident occurred. Of course, today he fell short of just, testifying exactly what happened when that scuffle ensued. We know that some of the people in the house had, attacked these intruders, that being Zandi Khumalo's mother, or Kelly Khumalo's mother, Gladness Khumalo, as well as Zandi Khumalo herself. They had taken the crutches that Tumelo Madlala had been using at the time, and they had attacked these intruders. And he also detailed that it was at that point that also Senzo Meyiwa and Tumelo Madlala had also approached these intruders. There were two of them. They only saw the second one when they had then stood up to try and see what they could do. He says that he had then shielded a child who was in the sitting room at the time, and that's why that scuffle had then ensued after he had done that. But we're going to get more details, exactly what happened from there. I think crucial details, because this is exactly how, according to Thwala, will understand exactly how Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed in that incident or alleged robbery that had taken place at the time.
Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu, for that comprehensive summary, the wrapping up of what happened in court today in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, which will, of course, resume tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.